Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Yvonne from Ginger Chick Rehab. I am so glad to have you back checking out what I am up to. So in today's video, I am bringing you a secondhand store haul. There's a little bit of some yard sale in there. I just had some items that I really wanted to make over for you all in this haul. So it's a little bit smaller, but I'd love to share the pieces with you all. So first off, we stopped at an estate sale, so I will share those with you. So I did pick up this matching set of candlesticks. I love the details on them. So the set was $4. So they're just beautiful candlesticks. I can, after painting them up or putting some wood on them, I can get like $24 for that. So $4 is pretty reasonable. And then at the Goodwill going on candlesticks, I did pick up this one. This one was $4.29, so that's a good deal for $4 for two of them. So I think I can make them all coordinate to do a trio, so that would be nice. And then also at the estate sale, for $2 for this one and $1.50 for this one, just cute little flowers. I just thought, oh, I love flowers. And they're little shelf sitters, so they have flat bottoms. So yeah, how nice is that? So these were a wonderful find. And then the last piece I got, I don't know, it was a Saturday, I don't know what the day it was, but they had a table marked 50 cents. And so I picked up this, you know, my son Alex is getting me into spying things that I've never spied before. And I just thought that pattern was really neat. There is a little bit of like the crazing kind of crack. It's not through, it's like a crazing crack. So it's so cute. So when I showed it to Alex, he wrote me up a whole description of what it is. So it is vintage 1930 Wellington ware bowl saucer stroke on Trent Wilton lily. Those are all big words to me because I'm not used to dealing with antiques. I never started out my channel knowing that I would be looking for antiques to resell. So yes, that is just a cool find. This is something I probably would pop up on Whatnot. So yes, we're doing a little bit of sales. I have a booth, so we do a lot of sales there. And then for a lot of viewers, I started selling on eBay, and eBay is kind of hit or miss if people actually buy. So I thought, well, now Whatnot is up and coming, and they're really getting into us vintage decor type of people. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Right now, you're getting a great deal on them because we're just starting up trying to get followers. So go ahead and check that out. But like this little vintage type of item is something I would put up there. So I think that's it for like the state. So I did see this tin had come out on a cart at Goodwill. I love sunflowers. I love the galvanized. The only thing I want to do to it is I think I'm going to put a little knob on the top of it. I love this a lot. So yes, this was $2.29. It's got a great seal, so you could definitely use it for food or storage. But I just think it would be fun to put a little handle on the top of that. And then for $5.29, I found this meat bacon press. Oh, I love these. I don't come across them very often. So it's got the pig on it, whether you use it to cook bacon or you just use it in your decor. For $5.29, these $18 I could get for it in my booth. And when I come across one, they don't last very long. So I'm glad that I ran across that. Now then I got this bag of goodies. They were on the cart too, and oh my gosh, they're little. They are little. So it's a bag, and this was $5.29. So they're like aluminum. I'm gonna say aluminum. Oh, hold on, they're taped shut, so I gotta cut that off. They didn't want you picking out of this. So I will just get a pair of scissors and I will cut because it's now in my possession. And you'll see why they taped it shut, because there's some adorable So it's little red-handled, little kids. But look at like a little red-handled measuring cup, a little bunt pan, a little pan. Oh my goodness. Hold on, I'll just keep bringing it out. So some little bowls. Oh, I think this should be going on there. A little teapot. Oh my gosh, that is adorable. Little cookie sheet or cake pan. We're gonna call it cake pan. Look at the little red handle. Oh my gosh. Then we got another pan. Maybe it's a, oh look, it's a double boiler. If you don't know what a double boiler is where you put the water in the bottom, you put the pan in, and you melt things. Or so, and then it had a little lid. Oh my goodness. And then we have a pie pan. And then we got a cookie sheet. And then, I don't know, to go with it's a really big spoon. But these, oh, you guys, oh my gosh. Wait, you just, wait for it, hold on. They're the world's tiniest cookie cutters. Oh my gosh. So you got a little doggy and a little horse. Oh my gosh. And then we got chicken, and a bunny, and a lion. I'm gonna go lion. I don't know if it's a farm animal. It's kind of all over. And then a little kitty cat. Oh my gosh, I have never seen cookie cutters so little in my life. So look at that, they're so cute. So yeah, I'm glad that I was there to snag that right up. Somebody would be so happy to have them. The only thing that could make this better if these little things were enamelware. I'm sure the price would have been up there, but for $5.29, that's a great price. So then for $3.29, I love stained glass. Look at this fish. The deep green and that blue and that orange. Oh my gosh. I don't think it has any chips or cracks. I don't see any. Oh, he's got his chains on him. He is beautiful. Usually, you know, birds and flowers and stuff, but I don't know if I've ever run across a fish. And then I did pick up this sun catcher for $2.29. It looks like something I would make. I would put like IOD transfer or, you know, the decoupage paper. But oh, just beautiful. Those little I'm trying to get out my ring light there. Oh my gosh, just nice little sun catcher. And then for another $2.29, I love Primitive Americana. Nope, this one, yep, it was $2.29. I missaw for a second. Just a nice little shelf sitter for the, you know, Americana. And then for $3.29 for the set, it's a little salt and pepper. Love these. I like the little speckle of it. I think they're new. It doesn't look like they've ever even been used. It just says dishwasher and microwave safe. But it still had that on there, so I thought, oh, I think these are new. So these are wonderful. I'd probably resell a set like this for $12. So I thought that was nice. And then sticking with that kind of theme, I don't know why. So for $4.29, I did pick up this tea. Once I looked it up, it didn't say falseware on it, false graft. So it's in great shape. So this will probably be one of those whatnot also in case somebody just wants it. It's in great shape. So this one was $4.29. Cracks always get me, so I have a hard time not picking them up. And then Chris actually was with me and he found this one. Hold on, I need something to share with you on this one. So yes, Chris found this one for $7.29. Look at this big boy. And you're all wondering if it glows or not, right? So that's what I had to grab. I had to grab our black light. Yes, it does glow. So looking this up, this resells probably about $30, $35. So this would probably be more of maybe, I don't know if I'll do eBay or a whatnot. We'll see, because a lot of people on the whatnot, when Alex did his, I noticed they really liked his glassware. They really liked his vintage glassware. So, you know, you're just kind of testing it out, seeing who's following you and what people want from you. So that was a lucky find, because that was actually even on the shelf. And then for $5.29, I did pick up this is like a little firkin type of firkin, I think they're called. It's a newer, it's not old, but oh my gosh, it's so cute. I could label it. I probably won't at first, only because I think somebody could buy it, put flowers in it. I'll leave it plain at first. You know, those things, you can always bring it home and paint it if it doesn't sell, but give somebody the opportunity to buy it as is, because it's in wonderful shape. It's not old, it's just a reproduction, but it's super cute. Super cute. To me, primitive, but primitive farmhouse, it all goes together, cottage core, you know. So at Goodwill, I also found, these were kind of weird and hanging off, and I kind of spied them, and then I had a second glance, was a pair of metal angel wings. These were $4.29. Oh my goodness, I love it. I have not run across an inspiration with angel wings since I did that huge cabinet door window with the decoupage paper of angel wings. So I can totally see this on some type of frame if I have a frame big enough, depending if I need to distress it to tie it all in, but I definitely will be doing something with these. They are absolutely gorgeous. I have one more item I'm going to share with you, and then I'm going to share our monthly auction that we do here locally. That is an online auction, and I'll share the goods with you for those. But the last is this Temptation. It is Temptation. Look at this. Oh my gosh. So it was all apart in the store, and I put it together. $6.29. I'm trying to be very careful with it. So yep, it is a Temptation. It's got the cutest little chicken on there. Yes. So Temptations, I've done a little bit of it, and it has sold slowly in the booth. But that just is unique. I haven't Google lensed it or anything, but $6.29. Once I realized that it could all come together, just absolutely beautiful. So let me share what we got at the monthly auction. So Chris and Alex just got back from picking up the online auction stuff that we won with the bid. So I'd love to share it with you what we got. So, and then they got kind of sidetracked by a estate sale, which yeah, I would have too. So I will share that with you also, even though I was trying to get Chris to share that with you, because yeah, he's the one who picked it up. But anyway, so there was a lot of wooden items. So right off the bat, this is just a little box of a whole bunch of the old wooden spool threads, and then just random piece of wood. But there's a lot of little finials in here, and I can see just like these types, just setting them into like an antique jar, and just, you know, if you can't come up with a way to use them, just sitting them in a jar just to display them is pretty cool. So there were a whole bunch of them like this. So aren't these neat? I mean, I would want to cut, unfortunately, I'd want to cut the peg off the bottom so it could sit up on a shelf. Now, apparently some of they still have the booth tags on it from somebody's booth. So they were asking $22.99 and $8.99 for this. And I mean, maybe you can get that, but yep, some other of the old finials. Way cool. Let me see, I can show you. They're all kind of random, so I can see a grouping on a mantle in a vignette or something like that. We do have a couple little matching ones, and they were asking $10 a piece. Well, yeah, hey, if they can get it. So there's another little one. Yeah, and then I learned that this is a hog scraper, so that's just another random piece of wood with some rusty crusty. And then there was a whole bunch of spools, and you know, I love spools, so that definitely the wooden items catch me. And then here's one that has a little bit of thread still on it. Yes, I know my nails were chipped. I painted my nails for the whatnot because it was so up and close, and I Yeah, you know, I'm too busy. I'm not one of those people that can keep my nails painted if I'm constantly making stuff over. The thought was good. The thought was good. So, yes. So, yep. Another little spool. And yeah, this was all in there for the $22. And then this was a bag of some other details. So you had the longer, almost like a bird type. You know, I just did a mirror where I had purchased some appliques, so, and these are vintage ones, so yeah, I could definitely come up with something for those. And then there was some other little random metal things in with that. I guess these are minnow catchers. Okay. And then a little wooden box, or no, excuse me, metal box, and it still has the labeling on it. That's cool. And then a little bitty thimble, or I don't know, maybe it's a stopper, maybe it's not. And then there's a whole bunch of little jingle bells. Those are neat. Yet again, still, I don't know if the person just gave up their booth or it's a long time. I'm not sure. And then it looks like these are something. This is another little random piece of wood and some kind of I don't know what it is. I don't know. You know, when you do an auction, they just kind of throw things in, and then this is probably ringed at some point. Maybe these two go together. I don't know. It looks like it probably did at one point. But anyway, so that was in there. And then he got another lot, right? It was another lot? Yeah. And then it had all these, you know, when you're flipping furniture, it's nice to have pieces and parts that match. So it always seems to like one of the dressers or cabinets will be missing. So it's a whole bag of the old rollers wheels. So a lot, I don't know if there's even a set of 4 in here, but nice to have those on hand. And then it was like a box, and it has some really old locks. Look at that. I don't know if they have the keys. I see a key at the bottom, but I don't know. So look at those locks. How cool those are. Yep, there's a deadbolt. There's a deadbolt. And then there's a glass. You know, people love these. The glass doorknobs. Another set of doorknobs, and you know, we put Christmas trees in those at Christmas time. And here's some type of a weight. Looks like Captain Hook's hand, but it's really heavy. And then there's a few other wheels in there, and there is a key, but I don't know if it goes, because this says Yale, so it might be to the deadbolt. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't play with that too often. And then in the one lot, there was this random pink collar. So it has some mother of the pearls. I'd probably throw this on Whatnot, see if anybody was interested in that. It just says ladies collar. So that was awesome. And then I finally did win my bid, and Chris said happy birthday, because it was just happened to be my birthday week. Chris and I's birthdays are in the same week. So I did. This is a little bit bigger than the ones I have been looking at, but this was this and then a trunk, and I think 22, is that right?
Yes.
So we got the trunk and this for $22. So yeah, I would not plug it in, but boy, man, I gotta set that down, that's heavy. So yes, we got that. I've been wanting one of them just for display. I just like the black. I love the black, and I like the old look of it all. So let me share with you the other items that are too big to bring in the house and sit on our island, and then I'll share the estate pieces with you. So I think I wanted this mirror. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that detail. It's beveled. So I think I got that for $7. So their minimum bid on this online auction is $5. So, and then they do have some of the items that are, they require to meet a certain money amount. So sometimes you can bid on something, and if it hasn't, it doesn't sell. I know they were doing a couple of those pieces. There was a cool display cabinet, but anyway, so we got this one And then there were these two older window types. They have changed. You know, I love old windows, so I got those for $7 a piece. That's very cost efficient. And I just got some new of that decoupage paper, so love that. And then this is the chest that came with the fan. Yeah, just an old steam trunk. Yep, it's seen it's seen better days, but those are really cool. You know, I got that steampunk stuff now. Maybe I could, yeah, especially since it has writing on it. That's not very important or anything, but the Greyhound sticker's kind of cool. Both of the handles on the side are no longer, you know, they were leather, so they usually didn't survive. I like the rusty, I love the rust of the hardware, actually. So then, yeah, they had some Crocs. Look at that blue one. I don't know if I've ever seen the blue before, but yeah, we wanted these 4 in the bid. That one's in good shape. Surprisingly, because a lot of times, sometimes at the auction, it's chippy and broken and cracked or dirty, like the one I got not too long ago. And then we did, this one was a separate one, so we got that. So I'll just insert the prices that we paid for it because I can't remember. And then there were all these old player piano music sheets. So I don't remember how much, but there's a lot of them in the box. So that'll be neat to create something out of those. So yes, that is what we got on the online auction. So I'm gonna have Chris explain the tools because he is the tool guy and I would just be showing the pretties of it. So I'm gonna have him explain. I might adjust the camera a little bit because, you know, he's a wee bit taller than me.
All right, so like she said, at the estate sale, we went in there. They had a bunch of furniture and stuff, but we know that doesn't sell. And also it was antique furniture, kind of like this hutch here. He'd have $400 on it, which, you know, we're not gonna make a profit on. But he did have a box and all of these tools that she showed you and the little horse were all in a $1 bin. So I just started grabbing through that.
Tools, look at this red, another needle, interesting. And then this is a leather punch and duck call. I think it's old. Not put random metal horse.
And then I saw a coffee grinder, which must have had a little friend try to get into it at one time. But it's just a nice looking antique coffee grinder. I think it was $10 is what I paid for that. You saw the duck call, and it actually has Hoosier's duck call on it. And he said it does have the reed in it, but he could never get it to play. And then the last thing that I got was for $5. And this is actually, I don't know if you can see it, but it's hand forged. So I'm guessing it's pretty old. But it's one of the pot holders that you would have over your campfire back in the day. And that was it at the estate sale.
That would look cool hanging a plant off of, actually. Anyway.
That's funny because that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what I would imagine. I would hang something up. So as always, if you just stayed for the haul, thank you for watching. But if you want to stay for the makeovers, they are coming up next.
So not all makeovers need to be time-consuming and difficult and need to be huge. Just when I saw this little tin, I thought, how cute would that be if it had a little knob on the top? And as long as I had one that screwed in from the bottom to keep it nice and tight, I felt as if our stash, we might have one of those that I had thrifted also. The hardest part of it is trying to figure out, because you only get one chance to drill a hole in the top, is coming up with the center. So I started off just with doing masking tape to get that general area. And then, of course, Chris always is kind to help me out because I'm like, I don't want to drill and then have it be wrong. So, yeah, trying to make an X in the middle is what I was attempting to do, but he is so kind to always help me. And now to transform this mirror. I absolutely love the details of this mirror. I love when they have beveled glass. It's a nice size. So one of the things I try to do is I try to flop back and forth. That sometimes I have white mirrors, sometimes I have black mirrors, sometimes I crackle them, sometimes I put some rub and buff patinas on them. But for this one right now, I don't have any, just plain black mirrors, so that is what this is going to be. So I just went ahead and taped out the glass with some contact paper to cover up the whole thing, because I'm going to be spraying it with Rust-Oleum's flat black paint and primer in one. Then to seal that black paint in, after my black has dried, I'm just going back in with a top coat of polycrylic in the matte spray. And as I said, sometimes the makeovers aren't time consuming. It's just the little things to change to make somebody want to buy it as if it was new. But this one also does need a little bit of work on the back. Now that we made the front pretty, we need to make the back pretty also. So now you'd understand why I said I need to make the back pretty. That was not attached. I didn't really care for the very weak hanging systems, even though this is more of a resin frame, not solid wood, but beautiful glass. So all I have here is contractor's paper. We use it to cover up our workshop tables, along with, I use it a lot on backings, and it just happens to be the roll that we picked up has a little bit of a reddish hue to it. So all I'm going to do is just hot glue this onto the back, cut the edges off so it's nice and flush, take a little bit of sandpaper to make sure that you don't see it from the front, and put a new hanging system on. Now for the candlesticks, and I do actually do a lot of candlesticks here on the channel, but they do sell, so well worth my time to make them over. Now this is a package of coasters that Hobby Lobby sells, and because they're over the $4.99 price, they would be on sale. So yeah, you know, they do that 40% off their wooden items. So I'm going to make these trio look similar. So first I need to remove, oh, the tags. So these two stickers did not come off as easy as the first one, so I need a little gooby gun to let that sit on there to get the rest of that adhesive off. But when I wash them off, I need to make sure that I really get that gooby gun off. Now while I'm waiting for that top coat on the candlesticks to dry, I'm going to go ahead and work on these rounds. Now these rounds are raw wood, so they're very dry. So I want to stain them just a little bit. So I just have my watered down Waverly antiquing wax, which is a 1/4 cup of antiquing wax, a spoonful of Waverly ink chalk paint, and then I fill the pickle jar up with water. So this way I can control how dark I get my pieces of wood, especially when they are raw. Every piece of wood seems to take a stain differently, so these really grabbed onto the black. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of the antique wax over it while it's still wet to kind of tone that down. Now I have that stain drying, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to use some chalk paint on the candlesticks. That way I can distress them very easily with all those beautiful details. So I'm mixing up Rust-Oleum's white linen and Rust-Oleum's chiffon cream, because that way it's not such a bright white and it's not such a cream yellow. I like the two mixture together. You just kind of eyeball it until you get the color that you're looking for. When it comes to putting my second coat on to make sure that I'm completely covered, I didn't need to cover the tops because that's where the wood rounds are going to be. I like to have a bowl of water, a little bit of water that I can dip my brush in and then dip it into the paint. That just makes a smooth paint job. That way, since this is chalk paint and it gets water distress, I'm just not taking the paint off. After my second coat of paint has dried, I can go in and start distressing the piece. Now I just have a wet wipe and then beside me a bucket of water that I can keep rinsing off, and I just want to make the details pop. Now the Rust-Oleum chalk paint distresses really easily, so if I get an area that I didn't want it to be quite as distressed, I can just go in and add more paint, but I'm just kind of going on all those detailed areas, wiping off that paint and getting to that black. And I do also have a dry paper towel. Sometimes when your wet wipe is wet, it kind of leaves a gray film over it, but if I just dab it with that dry paper towel, it gets down and shows that black more. And now I need to set those candlesticks off to the side and let them dry. And I'm going to go back in with some polycrylic, seal in these raw pieces of wood. And now that the candlesticks are dry, I'm going to seal that chalk paint in with the same polycrylic. So now it's time to attach the wood rounds, but first I need to give the wood rounds a little bit of sanding with some steel wool. They were raw wood, and then adding the stain that had water on it and then adding the polycrylic leaves a rough texture, so just smoothing that down with a little bit of steel wool before using some Titebond Quick and Thick to attach the wood rounds to the top of these candlesticks. So I am so excited to share with you that I do have a frame in my stash that these angel wings will fit in. And funny story about this frame, that Alex, when he was working at the antique mall, actually this got left in the parking lot after the US 12 garage sales, I think. And so, yeah, he picked it up going, hey, I know my mom makes over frames, so look at that little God wink moment. So we're going to flip it over, going to get the hanging system off. It still has some nails that are sticking out that need to be removed, but I think I'm going to leave the mat. I think the mat is what made those wings perfectly fit inside. Now that Chris has the pallet wood cut to size, glued, and securely on with some brad nails, and some longer brad nails, but not so long that they go all the way through the frame, I need to deal with that mat. And also I can tell that somebody had painted an outer rim of this white, and it was starting to yellow that white paint. And so to even out their porosity and to seal in that mat, which is paper, I'm just going in with a couple coats of shellac. Now that I have the undercoat of black all completed and it's dry, I'm going in. Yes, I'm going to be doing some crackle. The crackle on frames has been selling well on everything right now, has been selling really well for me, and it's just an easy way to distress a piece. So got that black on there. I'm just taking some Dollar Tree glue. That's it. Yeah, I think this is actually the gallon that I picked up from an Amazon refill, but just your regular old school house glue will work, and I'm just going to brush it on. So after I got it all brushed on, I might let it dry just a couple minutes, just enough to get a little skim coat on the top. Now this is where you don't really want to overlap your paint. So I really fill my paintbrush right up with paint, one coat coverage here. That's probably another reason I like it. And then you're just trying to not lift off the glue, so to have like a smear mark. So it's a lot of glue, but so is putting 4 coats on to cover white paint up. But yep, so just a heavy coat, trying to work in one direction, trying not to overlap if you can. And as you see, as it starts to dry, you can start seeing all those beautiful crackles happening. Now I like to tie in the palette wood just a little bit by doing a dry brush technique, meaning there's a very minimal paint on my paintbrush. I'm just kind of letting all the little details, the little raw edges of that palette wood grab onto paint. So now that I have that dry brushed in the middle, and you can see some of it grabbed, or maybe I had too much paint, it's okay. I'm going to go in and distress the frame just a little bit more, bring some of that wood of the frame out to tie in with the palette wood now, and then I'll take the orbital sander and knock down any spots on that palette wood that I thought, oh, I just got a little too much paint in that area. And I usually don't do this step, but just because of the matte being paper, I want to seal it in since I distressed that to bring out some of that brown color. Also, I'm just sealing it in with some Howard's citrus wax. Okay, so I made it this far. Now I have to figure out how to attach the wings to the palette wood. And then luckily I was problem solving as I'm measuring Saturday, and Chris had just gotten home from work, and he's like, well, just drill some holes all the way through the palette wood and use some of your black wire. I'm like, okay, great idea. 2 heads are always better than 1, right? As I was trying to figure it out. So yep, I've got some black wire, and so I'm just going to take some of the key points where the wings, as you see, they're kind of arched. They don't lay completely flat. And then a drill, and yep, drill 2 holes, one on the one side of the metal and then one on the other side, and then pull the wire through and then twist it on the bottom to have a nice, tight, secure fit. And then just like the mirror earlier in the video, I'm going to hot glue some more of that paper on the back, cut it to fit, and then put a new hanging system on.
So thank you so much for watching today's video, and as always, tell me what item I found out and about doing some secondhand shopping that was your favorite, and then what item I made over also was your favorite. Again, if you are part of our YouTube family, thank you so much. And if you are new and you're checking out our channel for the first time and you liked what you saw, please hit that subscription button along with the notification bell so you know when we've uploaded a new video, and we will see you next time, guys, and you can see what we're up to.